forward, we have been talking about the subject. So we also have a general audience who are the students who are getting into NRTI to know about this. So that subject you are teaching is very unique and efficient or important in its own way. That is systems thinking. Would you like to explain to our general audience what exactly system thinking holds?
Yeah, as the two words and their integration would indicate, systems thinking is about observing the world as a system, world around us as a system. And the key lesson is a system, when one uses that perspective of a system, one recognizes or has to recognize that the whole is not the sum of the parts. It's a very important underlying lesson. You know, very often very often in our world, the whole is less than the sum of the parts, an inefficient kind of an existence. Like I said, the paradox, individually brilliant and collectively mediocre. And I still remember the examples that unanimously your class gave, RCB in IPL, individually brilliant and collectively mediocre. I shouldn't say mediocre, collectively less brilliant. But what do you do? That kind of a pattern dominates our culture. And I think your generation has to change that culture for the better, where the whole is more than the sum of the parts. Is that feasible? Yes, it's eminently feasible, where the whole is more than the sum of the parts. And there are some simple lessons to follow. And of course, systems thinking deals with problem solving. And fortunately, it's also intimately connected with our own spiritual traditions in India, where you may recall the lesson that you can solve problems and you cannot solve problems because you'll always live with problems. So don't be deluded that you will ever be in a situation without problems. Only an ass will think like that. Our life is full of problems, and I think we have to derive joy in terms of how we tackle problems. Those are the big lessons of systems thinking. And of course, the third big lesson is we also try to showcase some of the challenges in solving problems using common sense as we know it. So you'll end up with bad surprises and counterintuitive results. Okay. And you may recall the lessons that Hari and I shared, that oftentimes the bad surprises happen because of expert intervention. So we have to ask the fundamental question, who's the damn expert then? So how do we carry on if experts make bloomers? I mean, really, blunders. What do you do? So like this, there are very interesting challenges that are real. So I hope you and your classmates agree, Varun, that this was not a purely theoretical conceptual subject. And we tried our best to connect it with daily life, in fact. So that is what this subject is about.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned about many things recently. So you also use a regular sentence every now and then, that system thinkers are above scientists. So what exactly does that mean?
I would dare say that. I know scientists will get offended, but I am very clear about, I know what I'm talking about.